Hi. Some friends asked me to share where I get my information these days, other than doom scrolling. Well, darn, that's my first choice. So I will share a few potential resources with you. A lot of people already know about Heather Cox Richardson, but if you don't, I do highly recommend listening to her. She does usually on Tuesday and Thursday evenings a political chat where she talks about the events of the past few days. She is a historian, so she puts it in the long view realm and gives that perspective, and I think that's very helpful. So Heather Cox Richardson, she also does interviews with a lot of other people, so if you just look, I tend to watch her on YouTube and her name, regular spellings, and I'll put it up on this video. Highly recommend her. Another one I really like, who people are not as familiar with, I don't think, is Belle, Belle, of The Ranch. And I don't know a great deal about her background, except it's clear that she has military background, potentially medical, and I think financial. She knows her stuff. And she does shorter. She usually does 3 videos a day. And they are each, 4, 5, 6 minutes. And she is very fact-based. That's my dog. A lot of you might have already heard of, but in case you haven't, I want to make sure to mention ground.news, which will give you the headlines, and it will also indicate the coverage by left, right, and center. And that can be very interesting and useful. Also, you can do, I think it's up to 5 stories a day where you can click on it and you can see more detail. Beyond that, you do need to subscribe, although it's very low cost. It's not very expensive. And you can also take phrases from the headline and go over and search for it. And that will pull up the original. A side note, when you look at, like, if you're searching phrases like that, you will see multiple sources using the same phrase. That's usually because they have cribbed from the original source. So try to look back in the history and get the oldest one that used that phrasing, and that will be the originator of that information. The other people are just on the coattails. Just not even recapping, not re-reporting, but just using the original report on their platform. I also have come to really like Wired. Yes, it is a tech publication. It also has done some really good reporting in a variety of ways, and it catches the intersection of tech and government, tech and politics. And they have done some really good original reporting, as well as keeping you up on those other aspects. That's Wired, WIRED.com. And they too have, you can see some of it for free. You can subscribe. I think it was under $60 for a year. Also recommend States Newsrooms. And they have, I don't know if they have every state, but many of the states, if not most of the states, they have coverage in those individual states. And you can look up statesnewsroom.com and it will show you the different states. In Kentucky, the publication is called Kentucky Lantern. And I find that they're less tied into the old power structures. So I think you get a very different look, and the reporting is measured and accurate. And that's what matters to me, the accuracy in particular. For news from beyond the U.S., I tend to go to DW.com. It's a German organization. Sometimes BBC. Those two primarily. For additional information, podcasts, I like Adam Kinzinger. He tends not to pull his punches, and I enjoy that. And he is often interviewed on other podcasts as well. Also, Aaron Parnas, Aaron, his last name is Parnas. At the beginning of the year, I really, really, really liked his daily recaps, but he's dropped that, and I find that he's gone to more clickbaity type presentation and headlines, which puts me off. Although I think his information is generally very good, I tend to pick that up on YouTube, Instagram for him. He is also on YouTube and some of the other ones. I do not use TikTok, did not trust it under Chinese ownership, will not trust it under the new ownership they're talking about. It's just not reliable. I don't believe that they will be fair and just and open. I think they will skew the algorithms to their choice and their views. So I just will not participate there.